So should you buy Toshi before Binance? That is a very big question, and that's what I want to discuss in today's video. But remember, nothing here is financial advice. I can always be wrong, so make sure you guys do your own research at the end of the day. Now, before I get into Toshi, for anyone that's looking for a great crypto exchange, make sure you check out my link to BTCC. You get 10% bonus on first time deposits, extra bonuses up to $10,000, no VPN, no KYC. The link will be in my description down below. Now, before I get into Toshi Action, I just want to quickly say, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Helps out the channel a lot. All right, but getting into things here, okay? When we take a look at what's happening with these meme coins, obviously Dogecoin is the biggest meme coin there is out there. And in the last 24 hours, it's only up like 3%, okay? And we got Shiba up like basically nothing. Pepe's up 3%, official Chubb up like 1%, but most of these meme coins haven't really been exploding, at least not the top players, the ones that we're used to seeing really up there and really take off during the bull market. They're not really saying much right now. Most of these meme coins have just been trading sideways, and this kind of lets you know where the market is right now as far as meme coins. People are not really paying that much attention to meme coins, and that's because meme coins burnt a lot of investors once the market came down. You know, people were over invested in a lot of these meme coins. Market came crashing down, and a lot of investors end up being like down 90% in a particular meme coin. But this is why choosing your meme coin is extremely important. Meme coins, it's all about the community. The community has to be insanely solid. And because there's so many different meme coins being created right now, still, even though the market hasn't been performing the best, there's still a lot of meme coins being created. Not as much as before, but there's still a lot of meme coins being created, right? But the good news is because a lot of investors have been burnt, people are no longer really jumping from one meme coin to the next meme coin. I do believe that a lot of investors is focused on specific meme coins right now in the market. And I do think that Toshi is one of them and a couple other meme coins as well. So that is definitely a great sign, a great thing for meme coin investors, right? During these time periods, people tend to focus because they don't want to get burnt again. The risk tolerance has come all the way back down. People are afraid to get burnt. And I do think that Toshi is one of those meme coins out there that a lot of investors are currently kind of focused in on if you're into the meme coin space. Okay, all right, now let's get into a few things. I'm going to pull up the charts, but first let's take a look at their Twitter account, because I think if you're going to invest in meme coins, you need to pay attention to their Twitter account, because that day, if it ever comes, when the team is no longer posting consistently on their X account, that is a that's a very bad sign. That lets you know that they are most likely giving up on the project, and that is not what we want to see. So if you're invested in one of your favorite meme coins, make sure that you follow them on X, because if you don't follow them on X, you're literally going to potentially be very surprised one day if you wake up and your coin has gone to zero, right? So make sure you follow them on X. Okay, but anyways, what we see is Toshi continues to post daily on X. So that is definitely a great sign. The team is still invested in this project right here. That's what we want to see. The day I see Toshi, the day I see the team no longer posting on X is the day I say, everyone, we need to sell Toshi and run for the hills. All right, hopefully that day never comes. But yeah, they are very consistent here, so that's definitely a great thing to see. Okay, now as far as like Toshi getting listed on Binance, because a lot of investors, that is kind of what we're expecting next. We want that Binance listing to come next. I do know that some people believe that it's not going to happen because Toshi is a base coin, but you never know with these exchanges, right? They could surprise you. You might think they're not going to do something, and then they did it. Think of like official Trump, how everybody was quick to list official Trump. I'm sure a lot of people didn't think something like that was going to happen. They didn't think Coinbase, of all exchanges, was going to list official Trump, a coin which clearly looked like it was rugged to begin with, that or destined to be rugged from the very beginning. Coinbase still listed it, which is crazy to me. But that's what I mean. By these exchanges, you can't really tell what they're going to do next. And Binance could potentially list Toshi. You just don't know, right? But people are still calling for Binance to list Toshi. As we can see, 14 hours ago, volume is insane. Binance, when are you going to list Toshi? Right, so people are still calling for it, and Binance is definitely paying very close attention to it, even though it is a base meme coin. At the end of the day, Binance is here to make money. Let's not kid ourselves. I don't think they even care that's a base meme coin. If they can profit big time from a Toshi spot listing, why wouldn't they do that? They do have a futures listing for Brett on base, so why wouldn't they list a spot listing for Toshi? But looking here, we can see that the market cap is currently at 135 million. The volume today is only up like 12%, which isn't like anything crazy. And then you check out the amount of exchanges that it's on, and it's basically just missing Binance, right? And let's hope that does end up coming one day. Now, if we actually take a look at the charts, well, this chart says it's at 138 million. Okay. Toshi actually looks like it potentially bottomed out at 88 million. And if you can actually, let me zoom in on this a little bit, see if you guys can see this little drawing that I put quite a while ago, this little thing right here. Okay, so a while back I said that I saw Toshi potentially bottoming out here, and this was at a $95 million market cap. So it actually went below that, which is very surprising. Went to 84 million. There was a scenario, a worst case scenario, where Toshi could have came all the way down to a $47 million market cap. That did not happen, which is definitely a great thing to see. And because of the direction where the market is going right now, this actually could have been the bottom for Toshi around $85 million market cap. Let's hope that was the bottom for Toshi, but it did bounce back a pretty decent amount because it actually went to 175 million. So it was at 87 million to about 173 million. That's pretty much double your money if you did actually get this thing at the bottom, right? But let's be honest, most people didn't catch Toshi at the very bottom. But the charts, looking at it, now, first off, it's extremely difficult to read the charts on most meme coins because meme coins typically have their own set of rules in terms of charting goes, but it doesn't really, I'm not seeing anything that's indicating like a very bullish turnaround here yet, because we can see there's been many times where, you know, Toshi bounced up, came down, looks like it's about to go back up, and then just continues to bleed out. And we're kind of seeing something kind of similar right here on the charts, but it's a little bit early. It all depends on where the market is actually going, because if the overall market continues to be green and look extremely bullish, and I do think that Toshi is going to start to make its way back up and hopefully make its way back towards its all-time highs. But for Toshi to make its way back towards all-time highs, I do think that it's going to need something like a Binance listing for that to happen, because we all saw what happened once Coinbase listed Toshi on its exchange. Toshi went parabolic. Everybody was pouring money into it, and someone unfortunately got caught at the very peak when Toshi was, I think it reached like over a $900 million market cap. Someone definitely bought all the way up there and probably don't know what to do with themselves. But I do think that a Binance listing could bring Toshi back towards previous all-time highs. That's what I think. Nothing here is financial advice. Of course, I can definitely always be wrong, but I do think that if you're looking to get into Toshi, you're going to have to get Toshi before Binance actually lists it. But again, we don't know if Binance will list Toshi. This is all just pure speculation. No one knows what's going to happen at the end of the day. But if you're looking for an entry price on Toshi, in my personal opinion, you want to get it as close to the bottom as possible, right? Because the market's moving up, and Toshi just recently made a decent run, not anything like to really brag about or anything, but a decent run. So you want to see if Toshi could come back down towards around the $90 million market cap, at least somewhere around there, before getting in. I don't know if it's going to do it, but that's what I would recommend if you're looking to accumulate more Toshi, or if you're looking to start a position for the very first time here. All right, but that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links that I have down below. And until next time, take care.